This comes in under $400, and I call it hands down the best 8-inch tablet on the market. No contest. The good news is the starting price of the Redmi K-Pad is indeed under $400. However, there's something not that good. For example, only the 8GB RAM version is priced below $400. Most gamers would probably opt for the 12GB RAM model, right? In that case, the edge of the prices is not that big. A tablet that mimics the iPad mini in design and closely resembles the Lenovo Y700 in specs, so what exactly makes it worth buying? Honestly, even after testing everything, I still don't see a reason to get it. The K-Pad's performance doesn't justify its price. By the time you finish watching this video, you will likely agree with me. That said, even though I'm not a fan of the K-Pad, some people might still like it. Remember to place your order on GeekWheels, okay? The purchase link is below the video. Clearly, Redmi didn't whitelist any benchmarks for their K-Pad's performance mode, as their scores lag far behind the Y700 in all tests. These aren't the scores you'd expect from a Dimensity 9400 Plus, but no worries, this shouldn't affect the K-Pad's gaming performance. Or does it? Zenless Zone Zero, the first game we tested, didn't start off well. Among the 3 mini tablets tested recently, the K-Pad ranks last. In scenes with lots of enemies or NPCs, you will notice significant frame drops. Power consumption is also higher than other mini tablets. How about Wuthering Waves? Well, even worse. The K-Pad throttled within 10 minutes, locking the frame rates to 45. Meanwhile, power consumption was over 1 watt higher than Snapdragon 8 Elite powered mini tablets. Honkai Star Rail performed just as poorly. Aside from a slightly lower power draw, it lost to the Y700 in every metric. What a shame. I never expected the K-Pad to deliver such underwhelming results, performing worse than some smartphones in gaming. So I don't recommend the K-Pad for users who play these demanding 3D games. If I have to pick one advantage for the K-Pad in gaming, it would be its lower temperatures. The centrally placed motherboard and a large vapor chamber do a great job preventing your hands from burning. But I think Redmi should have set the throttle temperature higher. Frame rate matters much more to gamers. Hardcore gamers would probably use a controller anyway. Unlike the Red Magic Astra, the K-Pad has excellent compatibility with the USB-C controllers. Both the USB-C ports support bypass charging, and third-party chargers can activate it also. Another way the K-Pad boosts the frame rates is through the frame interpolation, but currently only Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail support this feature, and it can't be enabled alongside Super Resolution. A shame for those who don't play these two games. The K-Pad has a workstation mode, which offers a macOS-like experience. However, it's not the same as the Y700's PC mode. When connected to an external display, the image doesn't fill the entire screen. Plus, since the K-Pad uses a MediaTek SoC, PC emulator enthusiasts will know what that means. In short, I strongly recommend serious gamers get the Y700 instead of the K-Pad. This time, Redmi has truly let the mobile gamers down. While gaming performance falls short, the K-Pad's HyperOS offers a better data experience than the Y700's Zux OS. For example, it has a more polished UI, more apps support floating windows, and the system feels snappy and smooth. Generally, I wouldn't praise HyperOS for its smoothness, but if the competitor is Zux OS, then HyperOS is much better. The K-Pad also copied a trick from the iPad mini wireless screen extension. That's right, it can work as a secondary display for the MacBook. Latency is a bit higher than the iPad mini, but still acceptable. So if you just want a powerful small tablet rather than a gaming machine, also not tolerating the 60Hz iPad mini, the K-Pad might suit you better. The K-Pad's design philosophy is simple: copy the iPad mini, no arguments there. Copying isn't shameful as long as it copies the right things. For example, it supports an official stylus that magnetically attaches to the body. It also has a nearly symmetrical bezels, not as good as the Red Magic Astra, but better looking than the Y700. Both speakers are on the same side, so your hands won't block them in a normal use. Sound quality is decent too. There will be a speaker test at the end of the video. Like the Y700, the K-Pad has 2 USB-C ports. The difference is the side USB-C port is only USB 3.2 Gen 1, so transfer speeds are slower than the Y700. On the bright side, both ports support 18-watt reverse charging, meaning it can power some coolers. Good news for mobile gamers. And also there's some bad news: no fingerprint sensor, no headphone jack, no micro SD slot, and no cellular version. These shortcomings might kill any remaining interest in the K-Pad for most users. The K-Pad's display specs are so similar to the Y700s, so I suspect they might be the same panel from the same supplier. But the real-world performance differs a lot. For example, the Y700's touch sampling rate is 360 Hz, and our test confirmed it consistently hits that number. The K-Pad, however, only reaching 240 Hz in gaming mode, far from the advertised 372 Hz. The K-Pad redeems itself in a high-spec video playback, delivering higher brightness in HDR content, which means a better viewing experience. Local HDR playback also consumes less power, so I recommend downloading movies instead of streaming them. Otherwise, our tests show that streaming 4K HDR from a NAS drains the battery much faster than on the Y700. Speaking of the battery, the K-Pad's capacity isn't large. In fact, it's quite small. Unsurprisingly, its battery life ranks last among recent gaming tablets. Charging speed is also at the bottom, though the difference isn't as bad. Total charging time is still acceptable. By the way, the K-Pad supports 30-watt charging with the third-party PD chargers, on par with the Red Magic Extra, but still behind the Y700's 45-watt. If the K-Pad had excellent gaming performance, an OLED screen, or a bigger battery with a longer battery life, I'd recommend it within a blink. But it has none of those, and its price isn't competitive enough. It's hard to justify choosing the K-Pad over the Y700. If you just want a small tablet for smooth daily use, the iPad mini remains the toughest opponent for the K-Pad. The K-Pad is still worth considering, just not right now. Wait until Redmi improves game optimization and drops the price by maybe over $50. Then it will be a safe buy. When you're ready, don't forget to check geekwheels.com. This is Will from China. See you next time.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. Am I